This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Thursday, March 23rd, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. Connecticut-based Blue Buffalo will invest $200 million to expand operations in Richmond. The pet food manufacturer plans to build a 169,000 square foot addition to its Wayne County facility in an effort to boost processing operations and warehouse capacity. As part of the expansion, the company plans to add up to 60 jobs to its current staff of 180 by the end of 2024. The expansion comes less than 4 years after Blue Buffalo opened the doors of the Richmond facility, which was also the result of a $200 million investment. Fort Wayne-based metal recycling company Sortera Alloys says it has opened an office in Austin, Texas that will serve as its primary research and development center. The news comes as the company continues the build-out of a 200,000 square foot processing facility in the northeast Indiana town of Markle. Sortera says the new plant is scheduled to open this summer. The company uses artificial intelligence, data analytics, and advanced sensors to sort, capture, and recycle high-quality aluminum from streams of mixed alloy. Columbus-based Elwood Staffing has acquired NAOS Staffing, an on-site staffing and workforce management firm headquartered in Georgia. Financial terms of the deal are not being disclosed. Elwood says the acquisition increases its presence in the South, bringing its total branch network to 23 locations in Georgia and Alabama. Elwood did not specify if any jobs would be affected by the deal, which is the company's third acquisition in as many months. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Get ready, Southwest Indiana. We're headed your way. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the second annual Engage Southwest Indiana event presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank, Tuesday, April 11th at the Old National Events Plaza in Evansville. We'll be diving into regional and statewide initiatives with a focus on talent, education, and issues shaping our economy. It's all about advancing the future of Indiana. More at ibj.com/engage.
Governor Eric Holcomb has signed into law a controversial bill that could allow utilities to pass along certain costs to customers for federally mandated projects without having to get pre-approval from state regulators.
The bill comes 1 month after Duke Energy Indiana, the state's largest electric utility, lost a legal fight in the Indiana Court of Appeals to recover $212 million from customers for coal ash site closures, remediation, and financing cost. Holcomb signed Senate Bill 9 without comment, a move hailed by utilities as necessary to quickly comply with federal mandates, and criticized by a consumer group as giving utilities a free hand to pass along cost. The move could allow utilities to pass along millions of dollars in early or unexpected cost on federally mandated projects as long as state regulators eventually approve them. Democratic State Representative Matt Pierce of Bloomington said the bill would allow a utility to, quote, choose whatever pathway it wants to comply with a federal mandate, whether it's the least expensive or most expensive. But utilities say they need such a law to make sure they can comply swiftly with federal mandates without long delays from state regulators. Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Shares of Elanco Animal Health in Greenfield dropped 4% yesterday and about another 2.5% today after Moody's Investor Service downgraded the company's credit rating, expressing concerns about the company's large debt load and what it characterized as a product pipeline that hasn't kept up with the competition. Moody's action pushed Elanco's credit rating further into junk bond territory, an area considered riskier than investment-grade debt. The Greenfield-based maker of animal vaccines, antibiotics, and other animal health products is weighed down by more than $5 billion in debt, much of it taken on when it bought the animal health unit of German conglomerate Bayer AG in 2020 for $6.9 billion. A new study conducted by Visit Indy, IUPUI Sports Innovation Institute, and Indianapolis-based market research firm Smar Insights examined what Generation Z thinks about Indianapolis as a place to live. David Pierce, director of the IUPUI Sports Innovation Institute, said the partners are looking ahead to the future and want to understand what the maturing consumer group prioritizes in terms of quality of life.
This was a very clear top four. It was cost of living, housing and rental costs, job opportunities, and safety from crime. So those four things really popped out from a statistical perspective in a variety of different ways. Every way we could analyze it, it was a very clear top four
Study surveyors interviewed 500 Gen Zers. 75% of the respondents lived outside of Marion County. The average age was 22 years old. The study presented participants with 11 potential new leisure amenities, developments, or experiences that could be added in Indianapolis. The 3 items that Gen Z residents found the most attractive are a Riverwalk experience along the White River, urban adventure experiences such as zip lines, and a themed amusement park. Lucas Oil Products President Morgan Lucas is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.